Well, let's see if we can get this thing leveled out here. Looks level. Good morning, guys and gals, and welcome to the What the Hell is Today? Today's the frickin' 21st of July. Hope everybody's having a good month. Good morning, Tony. Good to see you. Let me uh, let me fill up here. Need some go-go juice. It was a rough night. Of course, as you guys know, Monday is my only day off. It's the only day I get to sleep in. Uh, actually stayed up late last night, so I would be able to sleep in this morning. And lo and behold, 3 hours after I went to bed, my phone finally woke me up. The sixth call from the wife. The daughter's blood sugar plummeted last night, and she was completely incapacitated on the couch. So, needless to say, I jumped up and was trying to get things straightened out. Luckily, there is a doctor's appointment on Wednesday up in Grand Rapids, and they are going to be bringing up some kind of new monitoring system because this Dexcom or whatever the hell it is, um, neither one of us were getting any data. The kid puts the new plug thing on her leg, and for the next week, out of 7 days, we might get 3 hours of data off these things. Puts them on her leg, puts them on her belly, puts them everywhere, and we get no data off these things. So the kid luckily had her phone nearby and called her mom because she couldn't even yell out to me. And her mom called and called and called and called till she finally woke me up. And yeah, it was needless to say, I couldn't go back to sleep. I was too worried about it going down again. Um, so I stayed up, and I've been up for 6 hours now. Um, Finally, when the wife got home at 6:30 this morning, I was able to uh, come in here and start trying to do everything I would normally do over a 2 or 3 day period. And, well, needless to say, I'm going to spend my entire day in here while the wife is sleeping and the kid is sleeping. Let me see here. Comments. Good morning, Sarah. Good to see you. Oh yeah, it was very scary. I couldn't go back to sleep. I was too worried about my baby and something happening to her just 20 feet away. So from 2 whatever in the morning, like 2:10, 2:12, some dumb. I was laying at the foot of the bed watching South Park and going out and into the living room to check on her and then going back in. And I finally just sat on the other end of the couch and watched her sleep uh, the whole time. Made me a pot of coffee. I'm on my second pot. If coffee truly is a diuretic, sometime about 11 o'clock this morning, I should start my brains out. Um, so I'm really hoping that it's not as diuretic-y as they say it is. Um, but yeah, it got real scary. Yeah, especially since her blood sugar's dropped before. It's dropped down as low as 40, but she's never been incapacitated. She's never been able. I mean, she feels groggy. She wants to sleep. You know, she's a little imbalanced, which I mean, that's pretty much a given in this household. But it got down into like the 60 range, and she was incapacitated. She couldn't get up off the couch. She couldn't do anything. So that was the scary thing. Um, I do the sugar bottoming out on occasion. Um, did you have anything for her going on in your town? This anything fun going on in your town this weekend? Nope, nope, nothing fun. Hell, I function normally at 40. Yeah, that's what I mean. She does too. I mean, it bottoms out. Like I said, she gets a little groggy. She gets a little dizzy and stuff like that, depending upon how quickly it drops. But I blame the machine more than anything because Tony, you being a diabetic and dealing with one of those devices, you know it automatically, when your blood sugar starts to drop, it automatically releases a dose um, to help to bring you back up. And hers released the dose, but it didn't affect the blood sugar. It shows on the device that it released a dose to help to bring her back up. And almost an hour later, she was still down. And her doctor has told her repeatedly when that happens, give yourself a correction dose. And she gave herself a correction dose, and it just continued to fall. So, I got her some grape juice last night and some candy to snack on, and uh, it started to go back up, which is the only thing that made me feel comfortable leaving her in the room by herself. Um, but that still didn't ease my nerves because I wound up back out there on the couch with her. So, let's see here. I don't have that. I have a monitor only. Hey, Ben, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Good morning, Chris. Yeah, it has been a while. Been a long while. What's your excuse? Correction dose of what? On her device, like I said, when your blood sugar drops, it automatically gives you a dose of insulin. And that's supposed to help to level things out, start to bring it back up. Well, then she can get on her little, what we call her sugar phone. It looks like a phone, but it only controls her device, monitors the device on her. And she can either set it in active mode or inactive mode or give herself a correction dose or whatever. And she gave herself a correction dose and it still didn't bring it up. So no clue what was going on. We go out and we buy her chips and stuff like that, and then we divide them up into little Ziploc bags, proper serving sizes, the right amount of carbs, things like that, which once again is what her endocrinologist told us we needed to do. And she had a bag of those chips last night, and for some reason it started to um, skyrocket her blood sugar. Well, then all of a sudden, if you looked at the graph on this thing, it's crazy because it's a nice, almost level line, and you can tell when the carbs started hitting from those chips. There's only like 6 or 7 chips in these bags, and just all of a sudden her graph starts doing this for like a half hour. And I mean, it's going up over 300, it's dropping down to 50, it's going up to 275, dropping down to 60, 65. I mean, constantly. And then it just started going down. And it's like, dude, WTF. I mean, seriously, you are going with my kid's health here. You're going with my kid's life. You know, technology to hell. Bird up yourself. Shut up. Oh, correction. Doing good. Hanging for Drew Pizza Special. For those of you that didn't see Ben's community post yesterday or day before, I seen it yesterday, so chances are he probably put it on there Saturday night. He had this really nice looking pizza that he ordered from a pizza place nearby his house. And I made the remark about that's not a bad looking pizza, even though, I'm, 3,000 miles away, 2,000 miles away. Um, and I didn't make it, but it was still a good looking pizza. So, yeah, one of these days, Ben will make it to America. And hell, I can't even make it out of Michigan, so it's doubtful I'm going to make it to Australia, But one of these days, Ben will make it to America, and I will have Ben right here on my fold-out sofa, and I am going to make Ben the most massive Chicago-style pizza that he has ever had the pleasure of putting in his mouth. This is the pizza that will probably convince him to become an American citizen, um, because it will have everything on it except baby fish. Should insulin lower sugar? Yeah, it should. Hey, Justin, good to see you, bud. It's going. Good, thank you. And yourself? I'm doing okay. Just looking for a job. Want to review your best pizza, brother. I love food. I don't like Chicago style. Sauce shouldn't be on the top. See, and that's really funny because I have seen multiple styles of what they call Chicago style pizza. And my personal favorite is what they call a Chicago style stuffed pizza. And a stuffed pizza is basically a double layer pizza. You put down your crust, you sauce it, you put all the toppings on it, then you put another crust on top. And you sauce it, cheese it, put all your toppings on top. So it's basically a pizza about that thick with double layers of everything. So that's the style I'm talking about. I am talking about a pizza that if I make it in a cake pan, it has to be made in one of those bump pans almost, because it's going to be about 4 or 5 inches thick. If you make Chicago style, don't make deep dish. That's tourist pizza. I am with Sarah on this. Our sauce is on the bottom and filled with topping. It's pizzone, not a pizza. People in Chicago prefer tavern style, thin and crispy. Should I say topped with toppings? Never heard of that one. Deep pan is natural in Australia, but you can have it how you want. See, and I know a lot of places. Like I have what we call um, a chicken skillet, and the walls on a chicken skillet for making fried chicken, so you don't get all the grease splatter and everything. The walls are like 4.5, 5 inches tall. I've seen a lot of places make their deep dish in a chicken skillet. Because I mean, it's a 12 or 14 or 16 inch skillet, cast iron skillet with these huge walls on it, and they'll make the crust go all the way up the walls. Yeah, that's not my style. That's not my style. When you slice into a pizza, you need to be able to see it. Crust, sauce, cheese, toppings, except on the stuffed pizza, and then it's crust, sauce, cheese, toppings, crust, sauce, cheese, toppings. That's add more cheese in between each layer. I like pizza to be memorable. um, I can give an honest opinion on that pizza, though, as much as I hate this place. Sausage, bacon, onion, ketchup, and mustard. You have American hot dog. Shouldn't require utensils to eat pizza. All right, well, I apologize for the last 2 weeks not having a live stream. As you guys know, business at the brewery has been increasing. I've been putting in more and more and more hours up there. And by me putting in more hours, I'm having to go in earlier and earlier and earlier um, to be able to not be there when the prep person gets there, because the kitchen is long, but it's not wide. I mean, remember, this place was built inside of an old firehouse. So there's not a lot you can do with brick walls and stuff like that, except, cover them and you make as good of a kitchen as you possibly can. And I've been forced to start going in, like, I can't sleep when the wife and daughter are up. So I lay down when the wife goes to work at 6:30, 7:30, um, and then I'm up by 11:30 and go to work to put in the 5 or 6 hours that I got to put in and get the hell out of Dodge before the prep people come in and we start tripping over each other. Because when I'm working that dough, I have got all of the boxes the dough balls go in stacked up. Well, then over on the make table, I have got all of the Cambros, the fresh dough goes in, and that leaves the prep person a 3 foot section and no place to put pans, uh, that they're doing the appetizers and stuff on. So I try to be the hell out of there so they have my big wooden table in the corner and a place to put a rack. So I've also got two racks set up. I've got one rack that's got, all the boxes and all the lids and their pans and stuff like that. And I've got another cart there to put the boxes of dough on once I get them done. So there's no room for two people to operate in that place with all the racks and everything out. So, I'm getting 2 or 3 hours of sleep and going to work until 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, and then coming back home and eating something and going to bed and sleeping till 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's the reason there was no live streams the last 2 days. Um, what's up, Squatch? Good to see you. Hope you're doing good. Chili and coleslaw. There you go. Most folks in Chicago prefer tavern style with stuff coming in second. I swear, Drew, I'm going to start a fundraiser on my channel to get me to America to try your pizza. Well, I mean, it can't be just the pizza. You have to come for an investigation or something too. I can't have all your Aussie followers thinking that Australia is the most haunted place. Um, Paranormal hunters and enthusiasts and uh, everybody thinks Michigan is probably the most haunted location in America, only because we have water on three sides, and we all know that water is a conductor. So, which is why activities usually stronger during storms and stuff. Uh, Got to come for more than just the pizza, I'm afraid. Um, Practice amp audio interface, record, but Pro Tools to work with. I'm missing people here, I think. Let me get this back up here. Ouch. Snap the knuckle. Okay, it was Tony. So nice. Chili dog with coleslaw. Now, see, I've never had a chili dog with coleslaw. I've done like a pulled pork sandwich with coleslaw on it, made with red cabbage, of course. But I've never done a chili dog with coleslaw. Let's try that. I would travel just for your pizza. I've never been outside of the U.S. I've been to Mexico twice. I've been to Canada twice. I mean, if you can drive to it, I've been there. I would love to do a European tour. I would love to go to Ireland, where my great grandmother's family came from, go to Scotland, where the other part of my family came from, go to England. That's actually one of my big goals, if we can ever get this whole syndication thing going with Paranormal Papa, is to do not just an American tour, but do a European tour as well, and hit some of those reported most active locations. Um, it's also great advertising for us, because I've noticed since I started the other channel, since I started Paranormal Papa Investigations, we only have like 29 subscribers over there. But I've had shorts that I posted of upcoming videos that have got 800 some odd views and stuff. Um, but when you go on to the stats for the channel, you come to find out that 70% of viewers aren't subscribing. They're coming in and watching the videos, they're coming in and watching everything, but it shows, I think it was last week when I looked at it, was 71.9% of viewers aren't subscribed. You're basically coming in and getting the cake and eating it, but never paying for it. So, oh well. Good morning, Santee. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well. Once again, happy belated birthday. Yesterday was Santee's birthday, guys. If I remember correctly, let me think. He was born the year before me, which makes him a big whopping 58. The years is going by, bud. I'm not looking forward to 57. That's for damn sure. Let me see here. What am I missing? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? There he is. I use Nathan's hot dog weenies. You and your weenies, girl. I like Nathan's, but I'm not going to pay that price here for Nathan's hot dogs. If I'm going to pay that kind of money for meat, it's going to be bacon, because they're about the same price right now here. And we all know anything goes on a BLT. If there's bacon involved, you can do anything with bacon. Canada every summer for 15 years, UK twice, Africa once, Mexico 4 times. Tony been active. I just lost Tony. Where'd he go? 4 times. There we go. Went to meet a nice American lady one day. I love Americans. We've got tons of them here. Sarah's one of them. I mean, yeah, we have lots and lots of really awesome American women here. And they think they think that the British accent is probably the most alluring accent in the world, followed by the Australian accent. So you got a shot, dude. Let me see here. Australia once damn near died. Really have no interest in leaving the United States. Nathan's are about $5 for a pack of 8. They're like $7, almost $8 here. Don't even know where to start with that. I'm lost already. I'm gonna need a GPS. I missed it, Tony. Must have been advancing age. Funny thing, Ben, I like all women. I think Australian women are absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And I think too, one of my major downfalls is the fact that, you know, I think the English and Australian accents with women are like rough. They're awesome. You know, the wife absolutely hated the English accent until our friend Alan that lives just north of London started to come here to visit. And I've even heard her. She won't admit this, but I've actually heard her tell him when we've taken him back to the airport that she's going to miss hearing him talk. And it's like, oh, oh. Not commenting on women. True story, an Australian girl moved to my small town for a guy she met online. He cheated, they got divorced. She's still here, living her best life. Good. It's exactly what she needs to do. And every time he sees her on the street smiling, he needs to remember um, how bad he fucked that up. Um, Sarah goes from posh English to East Enders rough accent. They're all fancy to me. A lot of Brits talk so much rough slang, can barely understand them. So that's what I like about Alan. He don't have that super super strong, uh, almost incomprehensible English accent. He was actually born in Scotland, and because of his dad's business, they moved to England. And when he was very young, so he's got that light Northern English accent mixed with a little bit of Scotch, and it rolls off the tongue. Um, I wish I had a sound bite somewhere of him, but it's nothing like what you see on TV and stuff like that. It's really cool. um, I don't have an accent. My ex is from Nottingham. I have been on a live stream with Aussie gal and also work with them. Very quick witted, and it's hard to keep up with them. Very quick witted. I can understand about my English accent, but the Scottish one sometimes gets me. It's Welsh accent is hard to understand. Yes. I don't know. We used to have a person on here from um, Wales. Some of you might remember her, Kaz. But we chatted on Facebook Messenger a few times. And yes, she is hard sometimes to understand, especially when she starts to feel relaxed in a conversation and just starts to talk. Um, Much harder to understand and follow than English or Scottish for me. Now, Sarah, you made a remark about the Scottish accent being hard to understand. Depending upon where they come from in Scotland, um, like the farther north, I have come to find out, there's a lot more of the Gaelic slang mixed in, so they start to they start to become less understandable, I guess. without being disrespectful, but the closer to England you get, um, they tend to talk. Um, eh, I don't even know how to say it without sounding disrespectful because I love all accents, and I love to listen to them. I can't always follow everything that they're saying, but I love to listen to them. And you know, but the closer to England you get, the more understandable it gets. But the ones that live up in northern Scotland, my God, uh, I couldn't carry on a day's conversation without having one of those little translator things in my hand to try to pick up everything that they're saying. Um, yeah, everybody's familiar with how Sean Connery used to talk. He actually talked very slow for coming from so far up north. And you would listen to how, well, like listen. Instead of LIST, it sounds like LISH. Listen. And it, imagine the way he spoke being sped up 3 times. And that's how a lot of the common folk up in northern Scotland speak. It's beautiful, but yeah, I couldn't do it all day long. I wouldn't be able to follow it. Scots rule the R is heavy, further from England. It's mostly my kids making videos. Yeah, I've noticed. I see yours on Instagram or a picture or something once in a while. Um, but yeah, it's mostly the kids. Gotta love them. At least they found something fun to do. I gotta catch back up here. Let me see here. Um, are you in England, Chris? No, from Cincinnati, but a lot of my family live in England. I have the worst American accent band. Um, the worst one sucks. I don't think so, but I can sure hear that Virginia when you talk. Those very few times you actually put out a video or a clip, but uh, I can hear that I can hear Virginia in there. That's for sure. But I don't think your accent sucks. Um, yeah, I remember her American accent, not mine. It's lame. I heard since Sarah. I sub to you. Scott's mostly my kids. Laugh, laugh. I'm in South Wales. Accents all over are different. Ah, oh, come on, eyes work. Leafy. Leafy? I wish print was bigger on this thing. I think it says Leafy. Welcome, welcome. Sorry, you're dealing with a one eyed guy here that only has about 25% vision in the good eye, if you can call that good. Um, so I'm trying to. I think it says Leafy. I hope it says Leafy. I hope I'm not slaughtering it. Um, I used to watch this Scottish show. I loved it. Some things I really had to listen for. Oh, okay. Visited my partner's sister in Cullen, Scotland. Took a while to understand her. I do have Italian in me as well. Ah, okay. Highland accents can be tough. Aye, they can be. They sound like groundskeeper Willie from The Simpsons in those parts. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Some of them I've heard that are even worse than Willie. I mean, they're trucking and it's going off to the side and it's going, and what? It's, okay, good, Leafy, I got it. Thank God. I hate to slaughter people's names. It kind of makes them not want to come back and see you anymore. It's all good, Drew. I is fine, brother. You're the captain. I'm just a blind old bastard. For those of you who have not subscribed to the new channel, these little PSAs that I'm sticking up here are not just for donations. I also have Paranormal Papa's link in the bottom, down at the bottom of those PSAs. And you can click on it and it goes, I tested it already, it goes straight over to the channel. I'm going to try over the next couple weeks, hopefully before, the end of the year, um, getting more of our viewers over, um, out of whatever we're up to now, 3,000 something. I don't even know what the hell we're up to now. What are we at? 2.3. Stop looking at my bald spot. 2.38 thousand. Supposedly, almost 50% of them are fans of the paranormal, which just goes to show how many people actually look at our community posts and stuff like that, because I've been advertising the new channel since I started it, and we're up to 2029. So that just goes to prove how many people are actually active on the channel. Um, Scotland is amazing, and Edinburgh is one of my most amazing cities. Can't wait to go back. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Leafy, I absolutely agree. My family, or at least part of my family, the McCrays and the McGrawls, um, were very active in Scottish independence, clear back to Queen Mary. Well, even further back, um, there were McCrays from different sects that um, were with Wallace, and then the McCrays were supporters of Mary, and there were McCrays at Culloden. So when when the Jacobite wars were going on, the McCrays actually split, and part of the group became Jacobites, and part of the group became Hanoverians, um, which is really weird because 75 years later, the group recombined and came to America, which is where I believe it's called McCray Outlook at Grandfather Mountain in North Carolina, um, where they got the name, because that was one of the areas that the McCrays settled in. And the same time that the McCrays came, which is right about 1754, 1755, something like that, the Aylesworths from Aylesworthshire, south of Cambridge in England, also came to America. And somewhere in that mess, McGrawls and Ellsworths got together, and 100 years later, to 150 years later, something like that, Mahoney's from Ireland, which were what McGraw's originally were 250 years earlier. My grandmother, my great grandmother, which was born a McGraw, descended from Mahoney's, married a Mahoney, and took the Mahoney name back. So yeah, we're all over. We're Ireland, Scotland, England. We even have a Frenchman in our bloodline somewhere, like 250 years ago. So, but I guess he didn't last long because he was a womanizer, and he disappeared. Honest to God, he vanished. He was never heard from again. Once he was ran out of town by the family for cheating on his wife. His name was like Paisette, Paisette, or Passante, or some crazy. Rumor has it he went back to France. Rumor has it he's buried under a tree somewhere on the family property. Who knows? Not staring at your bald spot. It's hard not to stare at. Is as hard as not staring at a unicorn. Oh, there's your horn, buddy. Yeah, it's I agree. Um, that's why I try to keep my head shaved now, because hopefully it doesn't show up as much um, with my head shaved. Then I realize that it's been exposed for so long. When my head is completely shaved, I've still got a very shiny round spot right there. That's not as that is much more shinier than the rest of my head. So even when my head is completely shaved, when I take the razor to it and everything, yeah, that spot is kind of like a beacon at an airport. You get a nice bright light shining on that thing, and it glows like a star. Everybody's anxiously awaiting um, Beetlejuice to explode, become that white dwarf, and explode and make this beautiful glow throughout the galaxy. Um, all they have to do is fly over my home, and they're going to see exactly what they're going to see when that star explodes. My OnlyFans is kicking off nicely as well. A lot of Jacobites fought in the Revolution, and a lot ended up in Canada. Yes, they did. That's why I love the show. Outlander, very historical. My descendants are Irish, hence the name Brogan. Um, my great grandfather came to Scotland in the potato famine. Oh, wow. Thanks for reminding me I need a haircut. Just do it yourself, man. Don't worry about making that appointment at Supercuts. Um, sometime today I'm going to go in and get my ball shears out, and I'll cut this, you know, 5 or 6 days worth of hair off, and take the razor to it again, and be good until next weekend. So yeah, save myself $16 doing it myself. Chris, you mentioned Outlander. I liked Outlander in the very beginning, but Diana Gabaldon um, left out one key piece of history, and that was the McRae clan. You never seen, um, damn, which one was it now? It's been so long since I've watched that show. Um, well, you never seen Fraser's that you didn't see McRae's, and you never seen, um, damn, I don't remember the clan name now. Um, but the main clan um, that was in the show, um, the McRae's were referred to as the male shirt, Mackenzies. The McRae's were referred to as the male shirt of the Mackenzies. They were always very strong supporters of um, the Scottish Kings. And for hundreds of years, McRae's were the security for the Mackenzie clan. And the Mackenzies, everybody knows Eileen Donnan Castle. It's the most photographed castle in Scotland. Um, the Mackenzies gave the McRae clan Eileen Donnan Castle. So, as a gift for generations of loyal service. And she neglected in mentioning anything about a McRae in the entire series, even when they came to North America and settled in North Carolina in the shadows of Grandfather Mountain. The McRaes were right there with them, even still then, and never mentioned once in the entire series. So, though it did follow a lot of history with the language, the clothing, a lot of what happened in the show, they left out that little teeny tiny. Uh, but as a whole, Outlander, definitely pretty historically accurate. So, yeah, I got to agree with that. Um, I'm getting it cut. It is about 9, 10 inches long at the moment. There you go. Let it grow. Ever since I started cutting mine and shaving my head and stuff, I've thought multiple times, especially going back and moving a lot of our really old videos from here over to the new channel, our investigations, our paranormal stuff. I look at my hair in a lot of those videos and think, man, I really kind of miss that. Having hair down to my shoulders and even longer. And then I remember how hard it was to care for it. And yeah, I also think about how as a professional, I was never taken seriously having my that long hair and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm better off like this. I actually, I actually had, I went in like at, oh God, 11:30 at night one day last week, and during the summer months, because of the beach activity and stuff like that, we have a lot of domestically challenged individuals that set up one of their little camps out behind the park on the north end of town. And they'll come in, they'll pick the beach up. People will leave them money or they'll leave them snacks or something out there for keeping the beach clean, picking up garbage and stuff like that. Um, but I've been followed a few times to work when I go in late at night. So I'll go out front and smoke during, the rest periods on the dough. And because police dispatch is right across the street at the old courthouse, and, I have the sheriffs coming in and out of there, standing outside talking, parking along the road. So instead of being back behind the building in the dark and going out for a smoke break or something, I go up front where I can be seen, only because of how often I have been followed uh, going to work and stuff late at night. And I don't want to get robbed. In Michigan, it is illegal to carry a handgun in any establishment that sells alcohol. So even for my own personal security, I can't do it. But it gets very, very hot in there, and a lot of people say, "Well, just close and lock the door." Well, if you close and lock the door, then you get no air circulation. So the big steel door has to stay propped open, and I have a little wooden screen door that gets the little hook and eye latch, which, if you want to get in there and rob somebody, it's going to be really easy. You just punch the screen, it pops out, you can walk right through the door. Actually, you could kick the door and probably break the latch on it. So, yeah, I try to go out front and smoke. And I had somebody, I forgot where the story was going. I had somebody drive by like at 3 o'clock in the morning, um, and they yelled at me, and then they waved. I didn't know who it was. I didn't recognize the truck. I didn't recognize the sound of the truck. I was too far away from the people to see. Which, I mean, they could have drove down the sidewalk, and I probably couldn't have seen them. Um, but I do know it was a an older model Ford pickup with really loud exhaust. That much I could tell. 3 days ago, when I was walking home from work, sun was just starting to come up and everything. The same truck pulled up beside me, and the dude yelled out the passenger window, "Hey, Papa!" And I'm like, "Did you drive by the brewery the other night and yell at me?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Hey, paranormal Papa," and I waved at you. I said I was all worried I was being stalked because I couldn't understand what you said over your exhaust. So I mean, the Punum is at least recognizable going down the street. So now, if I could just get some damn investigations here in the area. There's so many churches and stuff here in the area. People are afraid to come out and say, yes, my house is haunted. Yes, my business is haunted. Whatever. I mean, I have people stop me in the store. But when it comes time to suggest an investigation or something, they want no part of it. So, yeah, that's why I have been mostly rehashing our old investigation videos and getting them moved over to the channel because I have nothing else to put up there. Um, the Cody look was good. It would have been a lot better if I could actually have had talked the wife's cousin into coming up and keeping my hair bleached. Um, but yeah, I wasn't. I had very little luck getting her to make the 45-minute trip one way just to bleach my hair. once every couple weeks, and then drive back home to her in-home beauty salon that she had in the basement. Um, so that's why the Cody look didn't last too awful long, because I couldn't keep my hair white. So, but I've talked a lot on here this morning about the paranormal, and sadly, I'm going to have to keep it up until the new channel is able to do live streams and stuff like that. Um, for those of you that actually follow um, the paranormal and the news and stuff like that, um, what are your views on um, the Devil on the Run tour with the Annabelle doll, and most recently the death of Dan Rivera, the handler and one of the guys touring with the doll? For those of you that didn't know, they done the tour last weekend, not this past weekend, but last weekend in Gettysburg. And Dan supposedly done his part on Sunday with the doll, returned to his um, hold on, we are doing that weird crap again. What the hell, dude? Okay, well, it looks like we're back. I'm not going to promise how long it's going to last, but it looks like we're back. Um, I just happened to look down and see the spinny, spinny, spinny uh, on the screen, even though it was saying we were still live up here. It wasn't showing it um, down there. Uh, yeah, I know it's working at the moment, but it sure wasn't there for a second. Like I said, it was showing me live up here, but it was not showing me live right here. So, page, there's that. I got some chips and gravy on the go. There you go. But yeah, what do you? I don't even know if the question went live or not because I can't. I was looking up instead of looking down. But if you follow the paranormal in any way, shape, or form and the news, you know that last weekend when the Annabelle tour, Devil on the Run tour, uh, was in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. The tour went off well on Sunday. Um, Dan Rivera, a renowned paranormal investigator, very well known in the field, and one of the very few people permitted to handle the doll, went back to his hotel room, laid down, and passed away. Um, that's only the latest. Now, supposedly, the doll is missing again. Um, at the beginning of the tour, of course, they were down in Louisiana, down in New Orleans. Um, supposedly, the day they arrived there, alarm systems went down at a local holding facility for prisoners. Several prisoners escaped. The um, the mansion that was spoken about being paranormally active caught fire and burnt to the ground. Um, there's been all kinds of crap going on. What do you guys believe? Do you believe that it's the curse? Do you believe it's just random happenings? What are your views on it? I have stayed out of it personally. Maggie's gravy is the best. Don't mind me saying this, Drew. I did hear about that, but I don't believe it was the doll. In all due respect, in my own opinion. And see, that's kind of how I feel about it. That's kind of how I feel about it. I'm a fond believer in shit happens. I always have been. Uh, things just happen to good people for no reason. And I believe that when the medical examiner reports come back, we're going to come to find out that he had an infection, that he had a heart attack, that something. Um, but in the video coming out in 2 days, I actually touch on it at the very beginning of the video and touch on the fact that we shouldn't be concerned with how he died. We should be concerned with the fact that he did die. He was 3 years younger than me. He was a father, he was a husband, he was a son, and he was a friend to several people. And all these mysteries and all this talking about curses and all this blah, 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 you know, is not doing anything but rehashing this pain with those people close to him that's been left behind. So, and, it also needs to be remembered that he has been handling this doll for a long time and nothing has happened to him. So, why would it all of a sudden happen now? We'll just have to wait and see what the ME report says when it finally comes in. And, geez, they're talking over 2 months for a thorough medical examination and results to become public. So we'll see. I don't think a glass box is going to keep a spirit trapped. Well, and see, that's the funny thing because I have never heard this before. I have never heard this before until this morning that the box the doll is kept in, and this is weird to me because this has never been brought up before. The wood was from the box, or the wood for the box, is from Jerusalem. They have a log from Jerusalem, blessed by priests, cut into planks. And that is what this box is supposedly made out of. Not to mention, behind her hangs a copy of the Lord's Prayer, and the box is regularly hit with holy water or holy oil. The wood before the box was built was also soaked in blessed oil. So that's the whole idea behind a wooden box and everything, keeping the spirit intact. So I had never heard that before. I actually read that in an article, because somebody else had made the remark about they couldn't see how a wooden and glass box could trap a spirit. But yeah, supposedly they, demonologists, you know. I'm not a demonologist. I don't know how to handle a demon. I also don't mind dolls. Since I brought her home, from the girls who, gifted me with her, I've had no issues at all. I gave her her own little baby doll to hold. She sits right here beside me. She's never moved. I've never felt anything strange. I have no problem. But there's also not a demon in this doll. There's a spirit in it, but it's not demonic. Yeah, Sarah, that's what I was talking about. Dave Collier camping. Oh, you too, Dave. Thank you. I appreciate that. What is holy water? It is just water, or is it there's something to it that makes it special to be called holy water? It's blessed by a priest, the same as a holy oil. Holy water is blessed by a Catholic priest. Um, they've been using it for years and years and decades, centuries. When you walk into a Catholic church and there's that little water fountain, that little pool looking thing on a pedestal when you first walk in the door, you dip your fingers in it and do your thing. Um, that's holy water. It is randomly or regularly blessed by the priest. Holy oil, same way. Um, and it supposedly has the I don't want to say godlike properties, but protective properties, because of the prayers and stuff in the blessing. So I carry a bottle of holy water with me when I go to investigations where I feel like I'm going to need it. Uh, I've only had to uncork it once, and never had an issue. That one time. Um, why not just destroy the doll? Well, supposedly, according to the stories, if you destroy the vessel, you release what's inside the vessel. And what is supposedly inside the vessel is looking for um, a human host. So to destroy what has got the doll confined, you're just releasing it into the ether to go and find something else to take over. So,
So is a versatile word in English. To give you a helpful answer, I need a little more context.
what?
What were you hoping to do or say with so? For example,
Well, that was frickin' freaky. And that's what happens, I guess, when well, that's messed up. Um, but how can you be 100% certain that water is blessed because some guy just said it was? I'm curious. I've never been taught. The school and stuff wasn't great for me. No, you're just talking. Wait, you're just taking their word for it, which is what we do about almost all things, really. Yeah. Another thing, Sarah, the doll is revenue generator. And that's been brought up in a lot of the videos people are putting up about um, about the doll and the tour and everything. Um, the Warrens' grandson came forward and said, you know, my grandma didn't want this doll to go very far from the house at all. You are to never, she said this, they even put a sign on the damn box that said, you are not to open this box under any condition. And, but the family, the daughter and her husband and stuff like that, are the ones that approved this tour and approved the doll being handled and all of this. So, and the family has, they have pushed the grandson away. You have no saying this. We're the ones in charge of everything. You know, uh, who do you listen to? What do you believe? I mean, it's really messed up. Um, but yeah, they know that uh, taking this doll on tour, that thousands of people. I mean, she's supposed to go to several states in the U.S. and they know that several thousand people are going to pay to see Annabelle, whether or not they see anything else in the collection of stuff that is on tour. Several thousand people are going to pay to see the real Annabelle and hear the story firsthand and hold their little um, EM meters up to it, or to try to do a voice communication or something, which they're allowing. So, why destroy? something that's going to make you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I wasn't commenting on the people involved, just the fact that there is provenance. Oh, yeah, there's that too. You know, there's. Now, I don't want to go off on a tangent of any kind, but you know, Miss Cassandra is is old. She's not super old, but she's old. She's, you know, 1940s and 1950s. Um, she is an actual China doll of supposedly French heritage. Um, but I think it's all in how you treat an object. You know, supposedly all this nasty stuff happened with Annabelle, and you know, she was supposedly possessed by the spirit of a little girl that died, by the name of Annabelle, and but no, that's not good enough. She is a demonic entity that infested this doll. The Warrens were very big believers in that. That's why they had this special case built, and they took these special precautions. They only let very, very, very select few people in to see her. And then they decided, okay, well, we're going to take her on a nationwide tour, even though she's supposedly this highly evil thing that is, you know. And another thing that a lot of people have to realize about that doll is none of the bad things that this doll has done is uh, publicly corroborated by anyone. You know, according to the Warrens, the girl that owned the doll before they got it said this, and this. According to the Warrens, they had a priest come in who disregarded the doll as anything special and got into a car accident on the way home and almost died. According to the Warrens, a guy and his girlfriend come into the museum one time to see the doll and made fun of it, and then took off on their motorcycle and got in a very bad wreck where he died and she was badly messed up. You know, according to the Warrens, the doll moved, but it's never been seen by anybody. You know, so what do you believe? Nothing has been corroborated. No priest was ever named that got in a car accident. You know, uh, the owners, the former owners of the doll, never came forward publicly. You know, there was nothing in a newspaper anywhere about the motorcycle accident. So I mean, what do you believe in a situation like this? You know, and that's why when you're talking about um, the tour and all the things that have happened on the tour, you know, once again, are they attributed to this Raggedy Ann doll, which my sister had one. She had a Raggedy Ann and an Andy doll, Raggedy Andy, just like these, identical to it, sitting on her bed from the time she was 2 years old until 10, 11. Her dolls always freak me out. Just the way they sit there and they smile at you. Did they ever move, turn on the lights, play with toys? Nope. Nope, not unless she jumped up on the bed and jumped on them. Then they moved a little bit. They raggedied. But yeah, that's about the extent of it. Is what I would believe with the given existence, as you said, or given evidence. Who knows? I don't have all the answers. All I know is that she registers on the EKG meter or the EMF meter, which tells me that there's something there electromagnetic, but she's never moved. She's never done anything. I come in here. When I received her, I basically I treated her like a small adopted child. Welcome to your new home. I hope you enjoy being part of the family. You're going to sit right here in this special room just for you. I got a baby doll for you to hold and love on. And every morning when I come in here, I say good morning to her, and every time I leave, I say goodbye, see you later. And I have not had issue one uh, with Cassandra. So I believe it's all in how you treat. Even the Native Americans believe that everything created has a little bit of spirit. That's why a lot of the beadwork that they created had a thing called a spirit flaw in it. When you got to moving very fast, doing your beadwork and stuff, you might slip in a blue bead instead of a black bead, or an orange bead instead of a red bead, or something like that. And almost every piece of handmade beadwork has got a spirit flaw in it, because, as they believed, nature was not perfect, and neither are we. So we all make mistakes. We all have a flaw. Everything we create has a little bit of our spirit in it. So, and I am here to tell you, she was individually created. She was not mass produced. She is very unique. So I can sit right here and I can feel her like I have a person sitting beside me. So she's my adopted daughter, in a sense, in a way. To quote old John, when the legend becomes fact, print the legend. Yep, that's exactly how I feel about it. That's exactly it. Is what I would believe to be given. Hey, Drew. Hey, KG. Good to see you. Hope you're doing good. Long time no see. Hope you're doing well there with the big guy. Haven't talked to y'all in God since forever. I'm doing pretty good. Good. I'm glad. But no, like I said in the video coming up on Wednesday, which is another paranormal flashback. The first few minutes of my intro is in respect to Dan Rivera, the paranormal investigator that passed away a week ago yesterday. Um, it is my rest in peace to him, and my prayers to his children, his wife, his family. Um, but I do not go into a lot of the details about his passing. I do not go into the rigmarole about, oh, he was touching Annabelle and took her out of the box and all this here kind of stuff, and that's why no, I'm not going into that BS. Um, there's too much of it out there now anyway. You know, on the complete flip side of the whole doll situation with Dan Rivera and his passing, the people who supported this tour, the people who went on this tour or spoke on this tour about the legend of the doll, about the fact that this doll does evil things, that this doll has done evil things. This doll has literally killed people, are condemning the individuals who said that Dan's passing is because of the doll. So wait, if it's making you money, then it's okay to tell the story. If it's something that occurred on the tour that's not making you money, then it's not okay to talk about. But you have paranormal investigators from all over the world that believe all of the stories of this doll from before the time the Warrens took possession of it. The priest, the people on the motorcycle, you know, everything else that it's done. It's the moving, um, making people ill, whatever the case may be, that are supporting the fact that the possession and handling of the doll is what resulted in Dan's passing. But the people that aren't making money off of it said that it can't, or they're condemning everybody that said that it did. And then, of course, you know, you've got, you know, your big stars like, you know, Zach, that had a chance to spend some time with the doll before and talked about, um, he supported the fact of how possessed the doll is, and you know, uh, going on or going to the hospital the next day and feeling like he was going to die because he got so physically, emotionally um, messed up by the doll. Or, I'm sorry, he never specifically said it was by the doll. He just said he's seen the doll on one day. The next day, he was so sick, he thought he was going to die and went to the hospital. And this lasted several days. So, you know, when you have somebody big and famous that people know and people respect, and you go talking about things like this, of course it's going to skyrocket. You know, oh, well, it had to be the doll because it affected Zach, and Zach didn't even touch it. So, I mean, who the hell knows? Who knows? Really, seriously. Um, I know, been fishing. Been fishing. I want to go fishing. I miss fishing. And God knows, if you live in a small town like mine, you can't afford to go to the store and buy fish to eat. So it's easier just to get the fishing license and go down to the lake and catch it yourself. The only problem is around here, which I'll never figure out in Michigan, to get a fishing license, you have to get a small game license. Apparently, fish is a small game, so you have to get a small game license when you get your fishing license. Like I'm going to go out here in the backyard and try to hook a squirrel or a bunny rabbit or something. But yeah, in the state of Michigan, you can't just get a fishing license. You got to get a small game license to get a fishing license. That's kind of like it's kind of like wanting to get a deer license. But to get a deer license, you have to get a license to hunt game in Africa. You don't randomly find elephants or lions running around the state of Michigan. Therefore, it makes no sense. But yeah, to get a fishing license here, I have to get a small game license. So it's not something like it was when I was growing up where you pay $15 and get a fishing license for the season. You have to pay like 45 or 50 or $60 to get a small game license. Now, don't get me wrong, in what, 10 years? What is retirement now? 60, 67, I think. In 10 years, I can get my fishing license for free. But yeah, now it costs like 40, 50, $60 to get it. So people can believe in some strange things. Amen to that. Makes the state dollars I get. I paid 25 for my fishing license, but you're in Indiana. Come up here, I guarantee it's more than $50. As a matter of fact, come here, yo. How much is a small game license in the state of Michigan? To hunt small game in Michigan, you'll need a valid hunting license issued by the Michigan Department of Natural Resources. Both residents and non-residents are required to have a hunting license to legally pursue small game species within the state. Okay, that is not what I asked. Let's try this again. How much is a fishing license in the state of Michigan? In Michigan, a resident annual fishing license. Non-resident fishing licenses are also available to residents who are 65 or older, or those who are legally blind can purchase a senior license. Hey, I can get a senior license now because I am legally blind for $11. You do not have to have a small game license if you're legally blind. So, hey, I'm kind of glad that KC brought that up because I would have never checked to see. I even talked to a DNR officer here a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a week ago when Mom and Dad was here. And he didn't even say anything about the blind thing. Wow. 65 or older or are legally blind can purchase a senior license for $11. Wow. Non-resident annual fishing license for Michigan, $76. $26 plus purchase of small game license. So we'll back this back up again. How much is a small game license in the state of Michigan? Michigan cost residential small game 15, non-resident 69. 3-day license for 75 or 7-day license for 120. Man, they rack up the dough on stuff like that. I paid 35 for my combo hunt fish. It's here. So yeah, I'm going to check into that. $11, and I can start going. Well, $11 plus the cost of a fishing pole. I've lived here for 9 years and not gone fishing once. Well, except on we every once in a great blue moon, 2 or 3 times during the summer they'll have free fishing day, where you don't need a license to fish. Now, I have gone fishing with friends once, borrowed their pool, but now I need to get my own pool because I can get a license for $11 because I'm a blind old bastard. The things you find out in a chat. Go figure. Man, I cannot believe it is almost 9:45 already. We almost been at this for 2 hours. What the hell? Ugh. But yeah, don't forget, guys, there in the little public service announcement is the link to the other channel. Um, we are trying to grow her right now. Still doing videos on both channels. I'm actually working on the most recent one for this channel. And like I said, we do have a video already posted to come up on Wednesday. I did do a short yesterday on the video coming up on Wednesday. Give you guys a little taste of what a not really active video looks like. Also, I am currently working on a video for the other channel that are questions asked by viewers on my own history with the paranormal and different investigations and stuff like that. So that'll be coming up here real soon as well. I'll try to make it fancy. Maybe a cool background, unless I am just tired and wore out, and then it'll be this background. But if you'll excuse me for a minute, I'm going to run to the bathroom. I've been sitting here for 2 hours. I've been sitting here for Christ. Been sitting here for almost 9 hours drinking coffee. So give me just a minute. I'll be back and we'll finish this 2 hours out. Oh, if I can get up without making a mess. Oh, I sat here too long. I'm getting too old for this. Bumpa dumpa 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 doo ba doop ba doo ba doop. So yeah, I know. Hey Ty, good to see you. You big bad rockin' star, are you? See, guys, what I mean about having celebrities pop in. It's always nice. Mark my words. One of these days, we are going to see Mr. T.J. Holton at the Grand Ole Opry, or be watching his videos. Um, just don't forget us little folk. Don't forget about us supporters. When you was before you was famous, when you was just a small fish in a big ocean, before you became a blue whale, the largest critter on the planet. Well, I don't know if I'd say complete country. I don't know. I kind of refer to your style as more rockabilly. Still good though. I don't normally like any kind of um, anything with a rap in it or anything like that. But I like the way you do that. I don't know. What do you consider big? I mean, are you talking Billy Ray Cyrus big? Are you talking Travis Tritt big? Are you talking Johnny Cash big? Because I like your stuff. And I'm a hard one to please when it comes to music, being a musician myself for as long as I have been, but I'm real hard to please when it comes to music, and I like your stuff. So, I think like I told you the other day when I was talking to you, I highly believe when the right person hears what you do, here's your style, here's your composition, here's your lyrics. Mark my words, dude. You're still young. You still got plenty of time. I've got complete and total confidence that you are going to blow up, dude. For those of you that have not heard his music, check out his channel. Only got a couple of songs on there, but definitely check out his channel. Listen to the music, and you leave your opinion in the comments about what you think of his music. He needs to hit all of the medias: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, all of them. The more people, the more he exposes the public to his stuff, the better chance he's got of being discovered. I have I have music producers on Facebook. You know, when I post my videos or whatever on there, it's available for them to see. If he posts things, if he posts his music, you know, TJ Holton is with Drew Ellsworth, you know, it'll pop up uh, on my page, and he is exposing himself to music producers, production companies, editors, other musicians, stuff like that. No, of course I don't mind. You know I support you, dude, in any way, shape, or form. Hell, sometime before you become big and famous, I'd like to actually record something with you. I wish I still had my drum set. You know, I wish I still had my drum set. Nothing is more attractive sitting beside or sitting behind a country star than a one-eyed old person beating on drums. I mean, even with two eyes, look how popular Phil Collins became. Sitting in the back of the band singing a song, beating on drums. I, I mean, I understand. I only got one eye, so you only got half the chance of being so successful, but still. Told me. It's always polite to ask for what the hell happened. Oh, there we go. You're live. I don't know what happened. I don't consider it rude, bud. You know, ever since I started this channel, y'all could post any links in the chat and stuff that you wanted to. So, you know, trying to promote you and make you uh, successful. You can post anything you want. So there. You don't even need to ask for permission anymore. I just gave you eminent eminent permission. Uh, I give all of you eminent permission to post any links in here that you want to. Anytime, brother. Anytime. So yeah, we covered a lot of crap today, y'all. But because of the sleeping thing and being a old bastard, I took 2 weeks off. But you know, I hope we kind of made up for it today. We talked about everything from Dan Rivera and Annabelle to the Warrens to pizza to uh, getting Ben to America. So we covered the spectrum today. Um, uh, Finding Sarah a date, finding the English girl in Sarahstown a date, finding Nemo. We covered it all. So you know, Santee's birthday yesterday. Uh, we was all over the spectrum. I don't like country, but the mix sounds good. There you go. There you go. And you know, Tony's. Tony don't hand out compliments very much. Tony's mean. Tony scares me. You know, I'd love to sit down and drink coffee with Tony, but Tony scares me. Um, I'm going to get yelled at later for that. Nah, I'd sit down with any of you guys anytime, share a pot of coffee and some good stories. It's just what family does, I guess. Even if you're going to get yelled at about something stupid that you say or do later, it's okay. Yeah, that's how I feel about it too, Tony. I like the mix. I mean, I'm a big country fan. I always have been. You know, that started out, I wasn't even a teenager yet when I was listening to Jerry Reed and Willie and Waylon and Johnny and Mel. Mel Tillis is another one. Hank Williams. And, you know, Dad got me into the newer country. And I don't normally like the. Hold on. Ouch, that hurt. I don't normally get into the whole rapping thing. I never have for some reason since the mid 80s when rap was funny or when the performers tried to be funny, you know, but I like the rap mix in with the country. Hey, Bud Files, good to see you. I'm not a scary person, however, many are scared of me. Good to see you, Bud Files, Mr. Nice Guy. I'm doing all right. How are you? I'm doing good. Yeah, we are just getting ready to walk out the door. Been watching your videos lately. You come up with some pretty good stuff. I need to go through today and see if anything else more recent's popped up than what I saw the other day. But definitely, guys, support each other's channels. My mom used to get bombed in Blast Country, and I grew up fucking hated. Yeah, we never dealt with that in the house. You ain't shutting off yet. There's still a quarter of a pot there. Let me see here. Click, click, paste, prompt. Like I said, guys, not just do I have the PayPal link in that PSA, I have also got the link to the Paranormal Papa Investigations channel, our new channel. We're definitely trying to work on subscribers for that channel. Like I said earlier in this stream, we are getting a lot of views over there, but almost 72% of viewers are not subscribed. So we definitely want to get the subscriptions up on that one. Because frankly, to be honest with you, that is the attention getter for us right now, is that one over there. So, except for Home Free. They're cool. Home Free is cool. Home Free is cool. I will definitely agree to that. Yep, it is after 10 o'clock. It is time for me to be like a fat baby and head out. I have got so much to do, being my only day off. And I'm going to be back at it in the middle of the night tonight, doing my thing. So, besides that, my voice is starting to go. And I think my body tells me it's about time to take a nap. My heart tells me I got shit to do that don't consist of napping. So, but I'm going to head out. Definitely go over, check out the new channel. I'll be looking for you over there. I'll be looking for your comments. I'll be looking for the support and the love that we got over on this one. I just thought it was about time that we separate the paranormal from the historical. So, but that's it for today. I will see you guys next Monday. Hopefully I'm not too pooped to produce like I was the last 2 weeks. So until then, y'all take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. God love you. I do. And we'll see you in the funny papers. Time to play guitar for a few hours. Sounds like fun. Y'all have a good one. We'll catch you later. Now let's see if my blind butt can judge no depth perception. There we go. We got it.